Hi guys, Jones Chess Tips here, and today I'll be going over some different variations in the Ruy Lopez. So first I'll be going over the Morphy defense, which is a6. So from here you can either take the knight with the exchange variation or move back. So first I'll be going over this exchange variation. So you take, they take, and then this seems like a good position for white because of these two double pawns and this hanging pawn here. But if white it takes this hanging pawn, black's queen moves down here and has a double attack on the knight and the pawn. So now the pawn is eventually going to fall. So after knight moves, queen takes, check, then knight moves. This is a better position for black. So despite these double pawns, white has lost their most valuable minor piece, in many people's opinion, the light square bishop. And so yeah, this is just a better position for black. So this is why I usually steer away from the exchange variation. So instead of this exchange variation, you can move back. And then a common move that will be played by black is knight f6, threatening to take this hanging e4 pawn. But you don't need to worry about that, as we'll see, because after castles, they take, and then on d4. This is a good position for white. So black has two options here. Either they push b5 or they take. First, I'll be going over if they push b5. If they push b5, bishop comes back, then they take. Then you can pin their knight and their king. So what they'll want to do is probably defend their knight. And then here a good move looks like taking the pawn with that knight. That's actually not a good idea because you can set up a kind of trap that that helps you out by doing this strange move, knight c3. So now obviously they take, and then you can take their pawn here, pinning this knight to the rook. And then if this knight doesn't move as well, you can take and then fork the rook and the king. So a good defense for black here is moving their bishop in the way. And then what you can do for white is take this knight, and then you're just in a better position because after say takes, you've got some good discoveries with the rook having an open file with the king on the end of it. So now we'll be going over the other variation if black chooses to take instead of push b5. So here they take, and again you want to pin the knight like that. And then what they're most likely going to do is push their pawn up to defend. So now what you're going to want to do is take, and then what you threaten here is takes, and after they take with their pawn, you take with your bishop, then you have a fork with the king and the rook, and eventually you'll win the rook. So black doesn't want this. So the one move that black can do to avoid this is move this strange but excellent move, d6. So after white takes, black moves down here, and then with check, and if white chooses to take, then black can force a stalemate. After check, check, and then if it goes here or here, doesn't matter, check, and then it just continues on like that. So, but you can avoid this as black by simply not taking the bishop. Instead you go here. The best move for black is still to move out here to h4, and then you have a really good move here with rook e4. So you can either take as black with your pawn like this, like this, or like this with your queen. So you don't want to take with your queen, because if you take with your queen, simply king takes here and white is up on material. So you want to take with your pawn, but then white can do this excellent move, queen to d8. So now black's only move is to take with their queen, and then white can take with their rook. So this is a discovered attack on the king. So even though black would like to get this bishop out of the way of the king, they have to take this rook. And then white takes this bishop. And then this is just a better position for white, because as black has this one rook, they have a knight and a bishop. So that's slightly better. And you'd say that white's winning here. So that's the end of the video. That's some different variations on the Ruy Lopez. And if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for the videos on all of the other openings that will be coming in the next 4 days.